Greetings Internet, my name is Old Rod, and in this video we are back to some IRL tabletop Pokemon TCG base fossil action. Myself, Old Rod, will be playing a classic Rain Dance deck versus the Dastardly Rival and their Alakazam Damage Swap deck. Now, I don't have the exact deck lists for the two particular decks that you're going to be seeing in this video, however, Rain Dance lists tend to look like this, and Alakazam Damage Swap lists tend to look like this. I don't think Rival has the Scyther in this particular video, but you get the idea. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you're at least somewhat familiar with what Rain Dance and Damage Swap is all about. Nonetheless, let us head to Darksphere Game Store in London and check out some classic tabletop base fossil action. Okay, here we go, let's get to it. That is me, Old Rod, on the left of your screen there, and the Dastardly Rival on the right of your screen now. Let's flip a coin, find out who's going first in this classic Rain Dance Damage Swap encounter. Okay, Articuno will be starting against Lickitung, and it's me, Old Rod, drawing first. Got a Water Energy there, benching a Squirtle, nice. We want to always try and get to that turn 2 Blastoise with a Rain Dance deck. Hopefully I can find a Pokemon breeder, get that Squirtle into a Blastoise as soon as possible, and Rain Dance a bunch of energy onto Articuno. Oh, okay, this is turn 2. Wow, opponent must have passed. I was wondering why I drew another card there. This is rapid fire stuff. Okay, so it's turn 2 straight away. Pokemon breeder into Blastoise. Lapras is down. Rain Dancing, 2 energy, and then Oaking. So Articuno has 2 energy on it. I'm Oaking to find a bunch more water energy. This is a pretty perfect start for Rain Dance, getting that turn 2 Blastoise. Lickitung unable to find any energy or tongue wrap Articuno, so I imagine I'm going to hit it with a, if I've got the energy, hit it with a Blizzard. I can see a water energy in there. I guess I'm going to have to go for Freeze Dry, see if I can get Paralysis. I've got a Computer Search in hand, so I could just get that plus power and hit it with a Freeze Dry there. Am I going to do that? Yes, I'm going to Computer Search for something. Is it going to be the plus power? Is it going to be an Oak? Let's find out, but this is a dream turn 2 start for Rain Dance. Rain Dance it can be this turbo, it can be absolutely terrifying. Let's have a look what I'm searching for. Damage Swap relies on getting Alakazam set up, a couple of big benched chances to absorb all those damage counters when you move them onto them with Alakazam. A Tentacle, ideally, to sort of cowardice and heal those extra damage counters, and then you can get a big Pokemon Center, wipe all those damage counters away. But at the moment, the poor Rival ain't getting a chance to do nothing. Yeah, this looks pretty brutal, and it's a Blizzard. Is it a Blizzard? I'm going straight in with Blizzard. Not going to try and Freeze Dry. Okay, let's see what Rival can draw here. They need a lot of cards quickly. I've flipped Tails on Blizzard, by the way, so I've done 10 damage to each of my benched. Wow, have they drawn seemingly nothing? Wow, okay, that's what Rain Dance can do. They are Articuno, yeah, absolutely destroying poor Lickitung there. Okay, let's skip to match number 2. See if this is a bit more even fair. Okay, flipping a coin. Oh, I'm flipping a coin there. Tails. Let's see who goes first here. Okay, I've started Articuno again. But this time, they've started Mr. Mime, and now Mr. Mime's invisible wall means that Articuno can't actually damage it whatsoever. So I could be in a bit of a tricky situation here. Rival going first, they've benched Abra, so immediately this is such a better start for our Rival here. They've got an Abra down, they're going to look to get Alakazam out as soon as possible, so they can start damage swapping, and yeah, I'm playing Bill there, drawing a couple of cards, but yeah, I need to get Articuno out of the active, I need a Lapras really. Lapras in Rain Dance decks is your benching Squirtle. Yeah, Lapras is your Mr. Mime counter in Rain Dance. You can hit it with 2 water guns and KO it. Squirtle is sort of a last resort Mr. Mime counter. I can see I've got water energy in hand. I'm not attaching it. I guess maybe I'm just waiting for Blastoise before I bother attaching anything. Thinking of what to do here. How do I handle a Mr. Mime? Because Mr. Mime will meditate, can attack with meditate 3 times, and that will take out Articuno. At the moment, though, it might be for the best, because yeah, I think I'm sort of stuck. I'm thinking not to. I'm attaching to Articuno. I'm probably thinking about retreating at some point. And that's why I'm making the energy attachment. Yeah, and they've got Chansey goes down, so it looks like they're getting their setup slowly but surely here. Whereas I'm still needing to find. At the moment, a Lapras is what I need to find. And some way of getting Articuno out of the active. So they've put another Psychic Energy on Mr. Mime. They're going to meditate me. But before that, I think they're doing something else there. What are they doing? Is that a bill? Some sort of trainer card. They're searching their deck. It must be a computer search, I'm imagining. What have I got in my hand? I've got a couple of item finders. It's too early in the game to be making use of item finders. I need those. I need pure draw power, really. I had to find Oak, build, computer search, get Lapras in the active, deal with that Mr. Mime as quickly as possible. Because if I don't get rid of that Mr. Mime before Alakazam is set up, then it might be impossible. Might be impossible to deal with. I'll only be able to do 20 damage with it. Alakazam will just move that 20 damage off, either onto Chansey or onto a Tentacle, heal it, and then I could be stuck in a loop, a healing damage swap loop, from which I cannot escape. But yeah, and that's a Meditate from Mr. Mime to do 10 damage to Articuno. What can I do here? I've got an energy, I've got super energy removal, I've got a Gust of Wind. What I want to do is attach to Articuno, gust out Abra, and get that freeze-dried and knocked out before they can find an Alakazam. That's my game plan here. I'm going to computer search No, I'm item findering. What am I? Item finder for Bill, I guess. Yep. There we go. Desperately trying to find something. I've got a Pokemon Breeder, but no Blastoise. I've got another Gust of Wind. That's not bad. I've got 2 Breeders in hand. A Professor Oak. I don't want to Oak away that Gust of Wind. That's what I'm thinking. And I don't want to Oak away my, final item finder either. In any match against Damage Swap, you want to make sure every time you gust something that it counts. You want to gust out those Abras and KO them before they become Alakazams, or you want to gust out Alakazam and either OHKO it or put it under some sort of status condition and then last them so they can't switch out of it. You want to either take Alakazam out in one hit, or you want to neutralize it so that it can't use Damage Swap, and then maybe take it out in, 1 or 2 hits, but you need to ideally last them because they've likely got a switch in hand. But yeah, you have to make sure those Gust of Winds count when you're playing against Alakazam Damage Swap, because yeah, without Gust of Wind, these decks are impossible to beat unless you can deck them out. Rain Dance isn't known for its deck out abilities though. I'm gusting out Abra and I'm going to freeze dry it for a KO. Okay, so this is looking like a very nice use of. I'm gonna item finder for Bill. I'm desperate to find Blastoise, I guess. I've got a Pokemon Breeder in hand. I don't really want to get rid of it with a Professor Oak. Thinking. Well, either way, one Abra's going down, but then Mr. Mime will revenge KO Articuno next turn. I've freeze dried. I probably should have oaked there. I think I'm being too. Articuno's sort of served its purpose here. It's taken out an Abra. It's not going to do anything against those Mr. Mimes. So maybe I'm just thinking, yeah, Articuno surplus to requirements. That's Meditate, and yeah, Articuno goes down. It's Squirtle versus Mr. Mime here. Let's see what I can do. Lapras, that's what I've been looking at. I could have done with that, to switch into, ideally. Looking through my discard. Both item finders are gone, which is a shame. It means I've only got one more Gust of Wind. I'm pretty sure this deck only runs. It might only run one Gust of Wind, this Rain Dance build. It might run 2, I can't remember. But losing both item finders this early is terrible, really. That is absolute disaster. Coin off table. Okay, I've hit the paralysis on Mr. Mime with a bubble from Squirtle, so that's something. But yeah, losing potentially your only Gust, and I'm pretty sure your only 2 item finders this early in the game is not a good sign when you're dealing with Damage Swap, a deck that really can only be beaten with Gust of Winds, or by decking out. if you've amassed a huge hand and then you use Gambler or something. I'm bringing Lapras in, and I'm going to Water Gun, I guess. Let's see, am I going to... I've got a Computer Search and an Oak in hand. I'm still sort of holding back using them. I need to take out Mr. Mime first, and I need to make sure they don't get an Alakazam on the go. Because at the moment, I guess what they're going to do here, they're going to retreat Mr. Mime out for the other Mr. Mime, I assume. No, they're going to start tongue wrapping with Licky Tongue. Okay, this could be annoying. This is going to buy them lots of turns to, and it's a head paralysis. This is going to buy them a lot of turns for them to find their Abra and their Alakazam. So yeah, they're going to try and slow the pace down here until they can evolve up and do their damage swapping. We've not seen any damage swapping yet. We've seen a Turbo Rain Dance win. I'm going to Computer Search for what? Is this me finding Blastoise? Let's have a look. Yeah, last match was just an instant donk from Rain Dance, which is something it can do. At the moment, I'm going to have to find the correct pieces. So I found Blastoise, going to Pokemon Breeder. Squirtle's now Blastoise, and now I imagine I'm going to Professor Oak. Is that last card in hand? It is! Okay, that's how you want to play Oak, isn't it? Last card in hand, and then get 7 new ones. But I'm burning through my deck here, I feel. Am I? I think that's my first Oak, but I've done a lot of billing. Computer searching and billing. So yeah, my task here is to get Lapras out of the active, go in with Blastoise, take out that Licky Tongue. I mean, this is the problem with this damage swap deck. You need big damage attackers to take out your Licky Tongues and Chanseys, but you need small damage attackers to take out Mr. Mimes. So Rain Dance isn't the most mobile deck either. It's got a couple of switches in, but you can't just keep going back and forth. Tongue Wrap, Paralysis on Lapras. So yeah, they are stalling for time, which is what their deck's all about. They tend to win by deck out damage. Well, it doesn't always win by deck out. If they can load up a heavy hitter like Chansey and just double edge, move the damage, double edge, then that can be very difficult to stop. There's another Tongue Wrap from the rival. Rival with Licky Tongue Wrap. Degenerate tactics here. Oh, I should have known. Why did we ever trust that horrible rival? That obnoxious grandson of Professor Oak. Whereas I'm playing a noble water deck here. That Blastoise as well, it's got that little Pikachu sign on it. That means that it was... What does that mean, the Pikachu sign? It means it's special in some way. I can't remember what that means. Some sort of... it's a Tails. Okay, Lapras can do something here. Please comment if you can tell me exactly what that Pikachu on that Blastoise means. Some sort of like celebration edition or birthday edition or something. Some promo edition of Blastoise there. Probably worth a lot of money. Right, what am I doing? Energy retrieval. Okay. Now that I've got Blastoise in play, I want to have as many energies in hand and do as much rain dancing as possible. I would love to Gust of Wind out that Mr. Mime. It's probably a waste of a Gust of Wind. Oh, how I wish I hadn't burnt both those item finders so early, but yeah, sometimes that's what happens. Maybe, I say that's what happens. I used them very early. I'm thinking of what to do here. Switch into Blastoise. I'm just going to try and do some heavy hitting. Try and neutralise this Licky Tongue. Rain Dance 2 energies. And another 2, so that's going to be Hydro Pump for 50. So I can 2-shot this. Oh, that's an ugly ugly way to attach energies onto a card. Oh dear. That looks sloppy, doesn't it? Sorry, folks. There might be people going, oh dear. A very uncouth looking pile of cards there. Not done in the best of circles. What's the sneaky rival up to now? They've benched another Licky Tongue. They've still got a space on their bench for their Alakazam if they can find it. They've not found it yet though. So yeah, I've still got time. Do they have any healing cards? No. This Licky Tongue looks like it's going down. Have I just drawn a card, or am I just looking through my discard pile? I might just be... What am I doing here? Is it my turn? No, it's not. I was going to say, they're switching into Mr. Mime. This makes sense. They're going to try and stall me out as long as possible here. This makes sense, though. So now I'm going to have to retreat into a Lapras and either waste a switch card or... Oh, they're going to gust out. They're going to take out that Lapras. This makes sense. It does mean I can just switch into the other Lapras, though. So it's not the end of the world. But yeah, I now have one Lapras to deal with 2 Mr. Mimes. That is the problem. And I need to draw some energy. I've got 1 energy there, and really, I need a bunch more. So there goes 1 energy. I need to draw, basically. I can't let another turn go by, I don't think. I think I need to... I can see I've got an oak in hand. I'm going to computer search for an energy, probably. I've got a feeling that's the kind of move I'd play. Probably not the best move, but I think that's what I'm going to do. Also a good chance just to look at what cards I've got left in my deck. I do not have many cards left in deck. Oh my goodness. I found a Squirtle. Right. Am I going to oak? Yes, I'm oaking. Oh my goodness. This is... I don't know about this. I guess I'm thinking I think I computer searched for Squirtle because I thought I need a backup Mr. Mime attacker, but... Yeah, I'm burning through my deck here. I need them not to find an Alakazam. If they find an Alakazam, it's basically game over. Because, yeah. If they're able to start moving damage counters off of their chances and Licky Tongues and heal them, then I'm never taking 5 prizes before I run out of cards to draw. So yeah, it's sort of all or nothing at the moment. I've got to win quick. I'm going to computer search. What am I up to here? Desperate to draw more and more cards. Oh my goodness. No idea what I'm up to, folks. Absolutely no idea. I've found Gust of Wind. I'm just going to take out Mr. Mime. Okay, I'm certainly going all in here, just taking out these Mimes. Water Gun for the KO. And yeah, well, they're going to bring out a Licky Tongue now, aren't they? Then the question is, yeah, do I retreat? Do I just stick in with Lapras and just try and KO it as quickly as possible? I've got 1 Mr. Mime left to deal with, so that's not as terrifying anymore. I've got Lapras, I've got Articuno in hand, which will come in handy once I've dealt with these Mr. Mimes. Well, the final Mr. Mime. What are they going to find here? Rival is clearly up to something. They need to find Alakazam as quickly as possible, really. I think if they were to find Alakazam before I can take a few more prizes, then there's no way that I can, win the game, basically. That's why we're beating around the bush. Honestly looks like I've got about a dozen cards left in my deck there. That is a meagre little pile. Yeah. There's Abra. Okay. I've got a feeling next turn we're going to see Alakazam. And with Licky Tongue active at the moment, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to affect the game enough to stop and they're going to Mr. Fuji away. Okay, they're Mr. Fujiing away. That Licky Tongue, I don't believe I can gust anything anymore. I've used 2 Gust of Winds and I've used 2 item finders. So I'm just going to have to attack head on, as it were. It's a head paralysis. I've got a sinking feeling. It's a GG from here on out. But let's watch anyway. Let's find out. Lapras has healed from its paralysis. And what can it do here against Licky Tongue? Let's see. 3 water guns, like I say. Maybe that's all I can really hope for now. If I retreat, I don't know how many energy retrievals I've used, so it might not be the best use of energy cards to just sort of escape. Rival has benched a Mew. So Mew is pretty good can be very good against Rain Dance. Not only does for a single energy there's Tentacle as well. Yeah, this feels like the beginning of the inexorable march towards a loss for Rain Dance here. They've got all their pieces in play nearly. Tentacle down and Pokemon Breeder. And there's Alakazam. That's essentially a GG. But let's see what happens. Let's see if there is any way for me to overcome this. But yeah, with no more Gust of Winds and no more item finders, I don't think it's going to happen. Let's have a look. Super Energy Removal. Brutal. Lapras now. Can't attack or retreat even. Tongue Wrap, and it's a Tails. Okay. Come on, Rain Dance. Let's see what we can do here. I'm desperately thinking what to do. I guess the best thing to do would be attached to Lapras. Maybe I can confuse Licky Tongue. Is that better than just putting pointless damage counters on it, since they're just going to get moved anyway? I'm looking at my discard pile. What can I use here? Yep, it's sunk in. I've used all my gusts, and I've used my item finders. Rain Dance. Am I going to go for Water Gun? Water Gun. Confuse Ray makes more sense than Water Gun. What do I do? Because Tentacool will just immediately cowardice away any of those damage counters. I'm thinking what to do here. Yeah, maybe that was me thinking, what am I going to use? I've gone for Confuse Ray, and it's a Tails, so just the 1 damage counter. Alakazam will move that onto Tentacool. Tentacool will cowardice that away. There we go. Dang. Yeah, this looks tough. Back down it goes, ready to receive more delicious damage counters. I was talking about Mew, wasn't I? Yeah, Mew's very good against Rain Dance. For a single energy, it can hit Psy Wave for sometimes up to 60 damage. No, 50 damage on Blastoise when it's got 5 energy on it. You can also use Devolution Beam, of course, to take out those Squirtles that have been Pokemon breeded into Blastoises that don't have a... Is that another super... Oh no, I'm retreating. I mean, there's not much point. There's not much point in putting all these damage counters on Lickitung, is there? They're just going to get moved off. Yeah. I guess my plan is just try and overwhelm the board with damage counters, but they're just going to get moved and healed. So... this board state essentially is a GG. Pokemon Center straight up. Oh, hang on. yeah. Hang on, sneaky. That's very sneaky. Right, Judge, get in there, Judge. I think he meant to move those damage counters off of Lickitung first onto Chansey before Pokemon Centering. Oh no! Wait a minute. He's just going to go for Tongue Wrap. He's completely changed his mind there. I've not even bothered to. I'm not even bothered to do anything. Hang on. Yeah. Rivals go... Oh, yes, I should have a... Hang on, what's going on here? I was paralysed, and I still Hydro Pumped. It's all much of a muchness. I think we've abandoned the rules at this point. I should have been paralysed off that Tongue Wrap there, so that Hydro Pump shouldn't have counted. But it means nothing. I can't win here. I'm just desperately trying to cheat my way to victory somehow. Even in cheating, I have completely failed to get an upper hand whatsoever. Some more damage counters going on to Lickitung. Doesn't mean anything at this point. The damage counters might as well not even exist. They're powering up a Mew as well. 2 onto Tentacool. That's going to be cowardice away. They're just doing a bit of adding up here. Before they Pokemon Center. It's a Tails. So Blastoise has... Should that have 4 damage counters on it? Or have I put the 3rd on there? I've put the 3rd on there. Another Hydro Pump. That's 50 damage onto Lickitung. And then I'm assuming they're going to Pokemon Center here. Cowardice. 2 more onto Tentacool. And... 3 onto Alakazam. See, it's the thing, if I had a Gust of Wind here, I could Gust out Alakazam now, Hydro Pump it. Nope, too late, they've moved on to Chansey, of course. And this is without... I mean, they could just send Mr. Mime in now, and I've got nothing to do to stop that either. So yeah, the rival here has got their board set, their ideal board state set up. There's just not much I can do here. 4 damage counters on Blastoise now. Didn't get paralysed, so it can just do another... fairly pointless Hydro Pump. There's another 50 damage. Rival is not worried here. We're playing this out just for the benefit of you folks at home, in case you're wondering what happens in this situation. Well, it's this. It's the slow death. It's the there's the Pokemon Center. There we go. For all you Alakazam fans out there that wanted to see all those damage counters be swiped away from the board. That's it. That is the textbook Alakazam Pokemon Center damage swap move right there, and all my hard work for naught. Dashed. They're attaching another energy to Mew. They're looking for a cheeky Devolution Beam. Dear oh dear. It's a paralysis on Blastoise, or they can actually go in with Mew and hit a Psy Wave now, I think, for 50, which would knock out Blastoise. It's all got... There's a switch, and what they're going to do here. They've got a choice of moves. They're going to yeah. They've done one of them. Oh, I think that counts as Devolution Beam. There we go. The way I'm moving Blastoise. Yeah, Blastoise goes back to hand. I mean, it would have made more sense to Psywave, because then Blastoise goes to the discard. But I don't think we care. The game is a foregone conclusion at this point. They just wanted to hit a Devolution Beam because it looks cool, and it does look cool, so fair enough. In comes Squirtle. I'm going to bubble for 10 damage. Will I paralyze it? I do. It doesn't matter. That damage counter is going straight onto Tentacle, and Tentacle's going straight back into the hand, so it don't really matter, folks. This is what we call a futile endeavour, as Rain Dance. Is that another? Oh, I do have an item finder. Hang on, is there a glimmer of hope in my hand? Oh no, that's my discard pile. Is that my discard pile or my hand? That's my hand, is it? Oh, it is my hand. Is it? I think I've gone mad. I'm holding a bunch of cards. That must be my hand. Yeah, I've got an item finder in hand. What would I do with it? I could gust Alakazam out and paralyze it 8 times in a row. Yeah, at this stage, I might as well try that. I think I've got 2 cards left in deck. So yeah, game 1 was an absolute trouncing for Rain Dance. Game 2 here is a slow ebb, a slow fade away into defeat. I'm drawing another card. There's another Articuno. That's not much good. Oh, I've just put it back. What on earth? I just draw an Articuno and then put it back. Dear oh dear, the rule book has gone out the window completely here. Oh my word. There we go. It is another Psywave for 10 damage. Squirtle slowly. Oh, there's that Articuno. Yeah. Squirtle slowly. I'm not even bothering to item finder for the Gust of Wind. Can I paralyze Mew? Flip a coin, heads. I've got a paralysis. Makes no difference. So, any tips from folks at home? Ideally, you don't want to draw all your item finders that early. You want to get rid of those. Yeah, we've called it. It was a foregone conclusion. Let's see though if game number 3 is a bit more even. Okay, and game number 3, as I said, game 1, a very quick win for Rain Dance. Game 2, a slow, torturous victory for Alakazam Damage Swap. But that's what Alakazam Damage Swap is all about. It is the sadist's choice of deck, watching your opponent suffer as you slowly inch closer to victory and inch them closer to agonising defeat. I've got Squirtle in hand and 2 Articuno. What do I want to start? I mean, I've started Articuno in the first game, and that went very well. Started Articuno in the second game, that didn't go so well. So, what am I going to start? I'm going to start Squirtle this time. I don't want to be stuck against a Mr. Mime again. So, Squirtle's down. I mean, they don't have... The Damage Swap deck doesn't really have any cards that are going to threaten a KO on Squirtle in the first couple of turns anyway. Unless they had a Chansey with 2... I don't think their deck runs DCEs. They could have a Chansey and surprise me with a couple of DCEs, hit me with Double Edge on a poor Squirtle. I don't think that's going to happen. They've got something on the bench. I imagine Abra, probably an Abra down on the bench there. Unless they've got an Abra in the active as well. Maybe they've got a double Abra going on here. Prize cards are being laid down. And let's see. Flip a coin. Come on. Whichever one I've chosen. What have I chosen? It's a Mew and a Mr. Mime. Interesting. Okay. Not much Mew can do at the moment until I attach any energy. And the nice thing about Rain Dance is you don't have to attach your energy turn after turn. You can wait and dump it all at once. Oh no! First turn, lass. That's a couple of bills, an energy retrieval and an item finder. So losing the bills is pretty annoying. The other cards, no good now. Oh, they do run a DCE. Look at their hand. They had an Abra in hand with a Psychic Energy and a DCE. So, And, okay. There's a couple of cards there. Came flying out the deck. So, yeah, they can threaten with Chansey in 2 turns with the DCE, perhaps. Anyway, it's a turn 1 lass. Now we're all square. That must mean they have Well, they didn't have anything in hand, actually. I don't know what conclusion I was going to try and come to there. They didn't have anything in hand, and they obviously thought that I might have Oak, Computer Search. Okay, I'm passing straight back. I've drawn a Blastoise. Nothing I can do with that. Back to Rival. I mean, to be fair, until I've got a Pokemon Breeder, there's no point me doing anything. Although they are going to start going in with Mr. Mime soon. And I need to make sure Squirtle isn't KO'd. Well, ideally, I don't want Squirtle KO'd. Number one, I need Blastoise. And number two, it's a sort of backup Mr. Mime attacker as well. They've retreated Mew into Mr. Mime and it's a Meditate, so I guess it's a Squirtle Mr. Mime showdown. Hopefully I can get that paralysis. I do. That is incredibly lucky. Because if they have a plus power in hand, I don't know if Damage Swap runs plus power. Perhaps it runs 1 or 2. Unlikely though, to be fair. But yeah, Squirt will go down in 2 more turns, as is the way with Meditate. Oh, it's a second paralysis. This is pretty good for little Squirtle. What I would love to find here is, okay, down goes Abra though. I need to take out this Mr. Mime before Alakazam gets into play. Because, okay, they're oaking. They are potentially going to have an Alakazam next turn. And if so, then that is going to be super annoying, because getting Mr. Mime in a position like this, where it's got 2 damage counters on it, and it's paralysed, is gold dust. You want to get rid of that Mr. Mime next turn. So I need to draw a plus power, or what am I doing? I'm saying, no, please. Please stop benching things. Pleading. I tried cheating last turn by attacking when paralysed, and now I'm just pleading. Stop playing the game, Rival, please. I mean, I need to bench an Articuno. Yeah, stick an energy on there. Go for another bubble. Come on, heads. Let's have a look. This will be amazing. If no, they're going to retreat. They are going to retreat that Mr. Mime. And that is going to be super annoying. Look at me. Look at me shuffling like an absolute madman. Oh my goodness. Livid. Absolutely livid. Because I know what's happening. Mr. Mime's going to hide on the bench. And my chance to take out one of the formats and one of this deck's most irritating things to deal with is gone. And now I've got Licky Tongue in the active. They're going to be tongue wrapping away whilst I desperately try and power up an Articuno. I need a Pokemon Breeder, oh my goodness, or a War Turtle. Does this deck run War Turtles? Rain Dance should always run a War Turtle. Because, yeah, War Turtle would be great right about now. That would be alright, actually. At least I could cure the paralysis by evolving if I had a War Turtle. Switch into Articuno. Okay. And now it's time for some freeze drying. What I would love to do here is hit a Heads Blizzard and get rid of that Mr. Mime. Because if I hit a Tails, then Squirtle goes down with the self-bench damage. They're going to tongue wrap me, and it's a Tails. Okay, it's a big one. I need a Pokemon Breeder into Blastoise. I can see what I've got in my hand. I've got a Pokemon Breeder into Blastoise, and then I need to hit a Heads Blizzard and get rid of that Mr. Mime. Let's see what I'm going to do here. Do I have Blastoise in hand? I thought I did. I thought I had I'm certain I have Blastoise in hand. Okay, Breeder into Blastoise. Attach another. Yep, and I'm going to. This is like a huge moment. Okay, I'm going to go for the Blizzard to try and take out that Mr. Mime, and it's. It's a head! It's a head! It's a head! Look at me! Yeah. Fist pump, fist pump, fist pump. That Mr. Mime is down. That is massive. That is absolutely massive. Because I've taken out that Mr. Mime and I've not needed to use a Gust or an Item Mind or any of that stuff. It has gone down. Because, yeah, if they'd have scooped up Licky Tongue into Mr. Mime and with me just with Articuno and Blastoise, both damaged nonetheless, then I could have been in big trouble. They're going to Pokemon Center. Oh, they could have Pokemon Centered potentially at last turn, but they waited. Unless they just top decked it, I'm not sure. But dang, that is huge. Getting rid of that Mr. Mime there is absolutely huge. So what I want to do now, I can see it all plain as day. Or they're going to Gust out Blastoise, fair enough, that makes sense. But I can see it plain as day. They've got an Abra on the bench. I need to Gust out that Abra before they get an Alakazam set up. I've got a Switch in hand though, so that's nice. Tails on the Tongue Wrap. What have I drawn? It's a Switch. I think I had that in hand already, unless I drew another Switch. So I'm going to try and really sort of officially move one card onto the bench and the other active. And I'm going to go for Blizzard or Freeze Dry. I think... What would I go for here? Might as well go for Blizzard, right? You want to try and two-shot this Licky Tongue. Yeah. And it's a heads as well. Perfect. Okay. That'll do. No self-bench damage. And... bit of damage, just a bit of extra damage as well is always nice. So this is a much stronger position than last time when Articuno just was slowly... Oh, they're using another Pokemon Center. Makes sense. They want to keep Licky Tongue fresh and in the active. They want to keep tongue wrapping away, and they want to keep drawing cards until they can get Alakazam up and running and damage swapping. So my job here is to try and, again, two-shot this Licky Tongue or draw a Gust of Wind. There's that sneaky little jellyfish. They're going to Professor Oak. They're oaking away another Pokemon Center. They've decided they can't wait any longer. They want Alakazam up and running. Can they find it with the Professor, though? They are... What are they doing? They've benched another Abra. Oh my goodness, they've not found Alakazam. They've not found it off the Oak. They're just going to have to attach and tongue wrap. Wow, that is... Dang. That is not what you want. It's a heads on tongue wrap, though, so they've bought themselves another 1 turn, 2 turns. Well, they've bought themselves another 2 turns here. Well, 3 turns, actually, because I need to recover and then hit 2 Blizzards on Licky Tongue. Straight in with another tongue wrap. This is okay. Turbo stuff. They are desperate to find that Alakazam. And I'm desperate to Gust of Wind out an Abra. There we go. I think I might have just drawn that. But yeah, 1 Abra, 1 Mime and 1 Abra down. That's a pretty good place to be. Freeze Dry. I don't even want to attempt any self-damage off of Blizzard there. I'm just going to KO it with Freeze Dry. In comes that horrible little jellyfish. That craven little jellyfish tentacle. They've benched another Mr. Mime, though. This is a gauntlet of cards for Articuno to somehow overcome, and I am going to be in trouble here, because if they can attach 2 energy to Mr. Mime, an Articuno with, yeah, that's what they're doing, energy retrieval, an Articuno with 3 damage counters on it suffers. Oh, they're ditching. They must have more than 1 tentacle, right? Who knows? Or maybe the jellyfish surplus to requirements. Let's find out. Yeah, they want to try and meditate and take out this Articuno, and then Blastoise will be in trouble as well. What do I have in hand? Squirtle. Okay, so I can do a manual retreat and do some bubbling. Try and paralyze this Mr. Mime. I need a Lapras, that'd be ideal. Or I can 3-shot this if I find a plus power. Do I get the heads? It's another head. That is... Okay, I've had a couple of really nice heads coin flips in this game. I think that's up there. They're attaching to Mew. I can see them eyeing up a Devolution Beam on that benched Blastoise. If they manage to hit that, then yeah, no more rain dancing for me. I think I've realised that. In the meantime, though, I've just got to focus on Mr. Mime, because yeah, I can't have a Mr. Mime running around. You want to get rid of them as quickly as possible. As we saw last time when they had Mr. Mime and Alakazam. Well, actually, they never used the Alakazam Mr. Mime combo last time. They didn't need to. Oh, I'm gusting out another Abra. Okay, retreat. Here we go. And it's another Freeze Dry. Abra number 2 goes down. Yep. 3 prizes drawn. And we're back to this stalemate. Now, they can just take out Articuno and Mr. Mime here, which is fine. Articuno is no use against Mr. Mime anyway, so I'm just sort of flashing a bill there. I'm very excited. I'm sort of waving my cards around like a maniac. Okay, here comes Licky Tongue. They are just going to keep tongue wrapping, keep slowing down the tempo until they find an Alakazam. Makes sense. There's not much this deck can do until they've got that damage swap board state set up, and yeah, my job here, I'm going to computer search into a Professor Oak, I assume. My job here is just to stop them getting that set up. We saw what happened last time. They got that perfect setup, Alakazam, Tentacool, and you know, the Pokemon centers, and nothing I could do about it. Professor Oak. Okay. What's the plan here? I need to find a Lapras to have that in my back pocket for when Mr. Mime becomes active. Not drawn a huge amount of great stuff there. I could bill, or I could ditch the bill with that energy retrieval and just get some more water energy. I know that they are thinking about Devolution Beam on that Blastoise at some point, so perhaps getting a Pokemon Breeder and a Blastoise would be useful. It's a Blizzard though. I need to flip a coin. Let's see. It's a Tails. Oh dear. Blastoise takes another bit of damage, so that is now that would be in KO range from Meditate or Devolution Beam at the moment. Articuno is in KO range from Mew here, or Mr. Mime. Let's see what they go with. They could go with either of them. They're going with Mr. Mime. See, they could have gone with Mew there, hit Psywave for KO, and then they could have still had Mew active to take out the benched Blastoise. They've decided against that. They've gone for Mr. Mime, perhaps thinking that if they had Mew active, I could have just one-shotted them with Blastoise, so perhaps that was the better move. I don't think I have much energy, though. Yeah. Let's just bubble them, see what happens. It's a Tails, not great, not great. Okay, that means they can hit me for Meditate here. That's 30 damage, and then my Squirtle is in big trouble. However, if I have a plus power next turn, then that would be a Mr. Mime gone. And that would make me very happy, because then that would be 2 Abrads gone and 2 Mr. Mimes gone. And then Rain Dance can just sort of start throwing some big damage out there and just try and take some quick prizes. Energy Retrieval, I think they're going to attach... Oh, they're ditching an Alakazam. Okay, so they had one in hand, right. But yeah, I've managed to get rid of the Abras. Preemptive strike on the Abras. That's what you need to do, folks. Okay, what are they after here? Perhaps they're after another Abra. What are they doing? Oh, okay, they're going to switch into Mew. And are they going to go for Devolution Beam? Yes, it's a really cool attack. Devolution Beam. Squirtle goes down, Blastoise goes back to hand. And they've drawn 2 prizes. They've taken out Articuno and Squirtle. I've taken out 2 Abra and a Mr. Mime. I'd love to find a Lapras and another Gust. That would be super handy. I've got a computer search in hand, so I just need to figure out what exactly I want to do with it. I've got a lot of trainer cards in hand. What I need is some... Or at that stage of the game, I just need to start taking prizes, you know, hitting big damage attacks. So I'm going to Breeder into... yeah, I'm pointing at Breeder. Oh, I think that had Italian text. So if you want to pause the screen there, folks, and read the Italian Pokemon Breeder card, then be my guest. If not, back to the action. So I've breeded Blastoise. Now I don't know what to do. Let's see. What have I used up? I think I've only used up... Oh, we're not sure. I've only used up 1 Gust, though. I don't know if I've used any item finders. Computer search, perhaps for Lapras, and then an Oak, perhaps. Plus power, and I'm going to computer search for Mr. Mime. For Gust, because I want to take out Mr. Mime. That's why I check the discard pile. Let's hope that Gust isn't prized. Otherwise, I'll feel really silly. It looks like I found it straight away. Or is it something else? It is Item Finder. Alright. Can I... Well, throwing cards around now. I'm in a sort of state of frenzy here. Absolute wild-eyed frenzy as I am looking through the... Did I play computer search there? I think I've just chosen to just pick cards out of my deck at random. I must have computer searched for Oak. Right, anyway, whatever's been happening. I've got 7 new cards, so let's just hope that was all above board. Item Finder. Oh, I don't think I had enough cards in hand to play the Item Finder, so I had to Oak to find more cards. I think that's what happened there. And now here's Gust of Wind. Okay, Gust out, plus power, bubble onto Mr. Mime. 2 Abra, 2 Mr. Mime down. This is what you want from any match against when you're playing against Damage Swap. This is how you want it to go. So things are looking much better for Rain Dance here. I'm in the driver's seat, or I guess the sort of, you know, if it's Rain Dance, I'm in the seat of some sort of boat, perhaps the captain's seat. I'm at the helm. There we are. I'm at the helm. as we cruise down the river of success. Okay, not for how much longer though. I've been paralysed with tongue wrap. Get that Alakazam in the discard pile. What's all that about? Down goes Lapras. I can afford to lose this Squirtle, I suppose, because what I want to do is just start going in for big damage with Blastoise and Hydro Pump. It's a Tails on tongue wrap, so I can retreat. What do I want to do though? I don't have that much energy in hand. Really, I want loads of energy. Energy retrieval, okay, there we go. That was my thinking. I'm ditching computer search. Gonna get a bunch of energy, retreat into Blastoise, I imagine, and start Hydro Pumping. That benched Mew looks like another Gust of Wind target, if I can get another item finder, and or another Gust. Maybe a Gust is prized. Anyway, here we go. Bunch of energy down. That's fire. That's 4 energy, which means Hydro Pump's doing 50 damage onto Licky Tongue. And they ain't got Alakazam to move it off, so we're in a good position now. 2 more prizes left to take. That Licky Tongue looks like it could be the next one. What would be super annoying here is if they actually confused me with Supersonic. That would be annoying. I couldn't do any rain dancing, and I'd have to switch out or try and attack, I suppose. Let's see what Rival can do, though. What dastardly, fiendish scheme do they still have up their evil sleeve? We shall find out. They're thinking. We can't see what they're doing off screen. Are they checking the internet for tips? Are they asking a friend who is potentially standing behind me and gesturing to them exactly what I have in my hand? Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. There's something sneaky going on here. What have I got in my hand? I've got a Squirtle and something else in my hand. They're going to try for tongue wrap by the looks of it. They're throwing the coin off the table. The damage still counts. Tongue wrap is a heads. Okay. A stay of execution for Licky Tongue. But for how long? Not very long. I've passed straight back to them. I'm going to look through my discard again. What do we have? One Gust in there, a bunch of bills, a bunch of stuff. God, I look for it far too quickly. I've used both my switches, so I really don't want to be confused here. But they're trying to power up Chansey, okay? And it's another heads. No! Or they're powering up for another Devolution Beam. Oh my goodness. See, look. Some people think War Turtle's like totally lame. No, it's not, because when you're faced up against a rival who loves using Devolution Beam, you wish you had War Turtle. It's another. What's this? There must be a magnet in that coin, in that plastic coin. But surely 3 heads in a row. That is the TCG one tongue wrap code hack that I'm certain players use when using Licky Tongue decks to flip. Okay, no, it isn't the code. Only 3 heads in a row there. Okay, so it's going to be a Hydro Pump KO on the Licky Tongue. They can take me out with that Chansey, though, potentially. Do they have that DCE, or was that the only DCE? We saw a DCE earlier. Mr. Fuji Squirtle. Okay, why not? Heal that lovely turtle. Why not? What I want to do here, though, is get some energy cards down on one of those other 2 guys, be it Articuno or Lapras, whilst Blastoise is still able to rain dance, just so I've got a backup attacker, if indeed they're going to KO Blastoise with Chansey. Or they'll Devolution Beam me with Mew, won't they? I'm going to Professor Oak. Interesting. Maybe I'm looking for that other Pokemon breeder, because if they Devolution Beam me, they can hit me with Psywave for KO, right? If I've got... Oh, no, not for KO. No. Devolution Beam will be a KO. Psywave wouldn't be. It would just be 50 damage, so... Yeah, let's see what happens here. Do they have the DCE for Chansey? Energy Retrieval. If not, they're going to have to go with Mew. The thing is, I'll go in with Mew, and with a 50 HP Mew in the active, they could be in trouble, because I could, if I Rain Dance now onto that Articuno, then I've got the Revenge KO on Mew lined up. Or the Revenge KO on Chansey, in fact. If they choose to go with either of them to take out this Blastoise, I do have the Revenge KO. And I'm doing that right now. I'm Rain Dancing now. Whilst Blastoise still can. Hydro Pump to take out Licky Tongue. I've got 1 prize left to take. And I feel like no matter what they send out. I mean, they'll have to send out Licky Tongue, really. It makes no sense to send out Mew. That will just get KO'd. They could scrunch with Chansey, I suppose. They're going... Yeah, I think they've seen the writing on the wall here. They just want the cool Devolution Beam. Or are they going to go for Super Energy Removal and... they could take out Blastoise here and Super Energy Removal the Articuno. Maybe that's their thinking. Let's see what they do. That's another Alakazam. I mean, 2 Abras down, you might as well ditch another Alakazam. But yeah, they've just not been able to get the damage swap set up going this turn. This game whatsoever, and I was able to snipe those Abras very early and take out those Mr. Mimes as well. Yeah, the momentum has been in the favour of Rain Dance for the majority of this match. So yeah, let's see, is there anything that the rival can do here to snatch victory from what looks like the very firmly set, locked jaw of defeat? What are they going to do? I'm getting antsy here. I can feel it. I can feel victory looming over the horizon. It's just not quite yet there. It's just slightly out of reach. Well, I'll tell you what. If I could find another item finder, then that Mew would be a gust of wind target anyway. They're ditching another Alakazam. That's all. I doubt they're playing more than 3 Alakazams. Maybe they're playing 4, but that could be every Alakazam now in the discard pile. They are going to try and go solo with the cards they have remaining. Yeah, there's the Super Energy Removal. I thought that's what we were going to see. They're going to Devolution Beam, and they've supered the Articuno. So, yep, that all makes sense. I do have an item finder in hand. What I could do is item finder for Pokemon Breeder, Devolution Beam, and Squirtle goes down. I could item finder for Pokemon Breeder and then power up Articuno. I've got a feeling that's what's going to happen here. Let's have a look though. Oh, well, I've drawn Pokemon Breeder. Well, pretty good thing to draw. There goes Blastoise. Do I have enough energy to take out Mew? I don't. No. Nope, I'm just going to have to try and freeze dry it. Although I have another item finder in hand. Oh no, I'm so sure because I drew the Pokemon Breeder. So I've got item finder still in hand. I mean, I'll tell you what, at this point, you item finder for Professor Oak and just finish off Mew, right? Oh no, I've gone for freeze dry. And I've hit heads. I mean, that's game over, surely. Rats. Drat, and double drat. Rival pounds his fists. Oh dear. You'll have to see it. And it's a GG. I think they've decided, yeah, I would have item findered for something. There we go. It's Rain Dance then. And the final gust was prized. Fair enough. But yeah, Rain Dance goes 2-1 in the best of 3. Very, very, very close overall. And there we have it, a 2-1 victory for Rain Dance over Alakazam Damage Swap, and this time a victory for Old Rod over that conniving, nefarious rival. Thank you so much for watching. I've got more Pojo videos and more tournament videos coming out very soon. In the meantime, please like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video. Old Rod out.